This is a Seawall inspection in Universal Marine in Fort Lauderdale for the marina management to show condition of seawall and the weep holes. We're going to look at the bottom, the footer area, the H-piles, and the weep holes that are drilled in the wall. We're going to start the survey at the south end of the marina, right around the little travel lift basin area. You can see some of the holes that drilled in the seawall, and we'll work our way. This inspection is provided by S.M.D. Dive on the 20th of August 2014. Radiuses are very small. Bottom of the radius is open, and I can push my stainless sprung in there. Let's see here. You can see right here a very good example of how just the earth is nothing stopping it from coming out of this hole. Really, there's no cloth, there's no filter, there's nothing. So therefore, you got this condition where suddenly the asphalt collapses and the vehicles fall in, and there's a failure next to the seawall. We're going to continue down looking at the condition of the H-piles, sampling them here and there. Right here you can see it's broken, it's missing the radius. Big hole in the corner here of the H-pile, and again, same condition of the weeping hole. There's nothing to stop the soil from draining with the water under pressure. The hollow sound means that the radius is no longer adhering to the H-pile. The bottom was still okay, but you can see how this is a very old radius and it's very small, and you can see how brittle it is. By listening to it, you can hear that it's not really sitting against the wall anymore, and so is underneath. This work needs to be done about every 10 to 15 years, and I bet this wasn't done for the last 20 plus. Again, weep holes are just open, and right here, this one, you can see has cloth, but it's all barnacled, so there's no way to clean this cloth, and basically clogged. Same thing here. So these weep holes are not weeping, and therefore there's pressure from underneath, and it creates an undertow underneath the seawall, and the seawall starts to fail, or the property adjacent to it does. Okay, we are now finished a small section going west to east, and now we're going to start going northward on the long section. It's about 1,000 feet long. That here you can see the entire radius is missing. And again, this fabric is completely clogged with barnacles. You can see here, great example how this is no longer effective. Again, radiuses are missing. Weep holes are not functioning due to the fact that the cloth, you see here the radius as well, broken. So this is the prevalent condition around the H-piles and the panels. Again here, completely clogged cloth, weep hole is not weeping, radius is missing. Let's look at the bottom. Pull off the bottom of the radius. You can see the concrete is missing on both sides of it. Again, you can hear the hollowness of the radius that is not in contact anymore. If I stick my prong here behind it, I could just pull it off if I want to. I'm not going to do it, but it will pull off if I put a scraper in there. Continuing down in a northerly direction. We're right around low tide, maybe a little higher than that, but definitely on the low side. As you can see, all the barnacles. And right now all panels are with holes. All the panels are drilled, and many of the radiuses, I'd say all the radiuses need to be redone, because that's all you have left of it is this little section, and the entire thing is open. That's where erosion would happen, and especially when it comes to panels that are sitting a little away, like this one here, and you can see the gap right here. You can see the, look, it's all oysters inside that cloth. See that? That erosion cloth is completely and utterly clogged, so it's not filtering water. See this gap here? That's where erosion will happen on the bottom. Look at it. Here again, the radius is missing on the H-bottom. Right here as well. All the radiuses need to be redone here. There's no doubt about that. This one again, you can see the erosion cloth. It's a little better, but still, this thing is not maintainable. There's no way to clean them. And they've been there for a while. Right here, radiuses as well. Bottom a little bit. There's a lot of erosion coming through this piling here. There's a little friendly Mr. Crab. You can see how the radius is sitting completely away from the seam, and all it needs is a little well, you can see how it's not even connected. This is completely it's not glued, it's not cemented to it. We'll leave the crab alone. Again, filter cloth is clogged. There's actually some kind of old repair that was done to the panel here. You can see that needs to be cemented. That's completely open, so that's definitely a place where water pressure would come out and release soil. And again, the radiuses are very flat and not very existent. Again, here, no radiuses. Right here, you can see off the hole of the weeping hole, there's a crack, a hairline crack that should be repaired in the panel. Right here again, missing radiuses, and you can see again how the radius is sitting away from the wall, not being effective. Cloth is clogged. Put it around on the bottom a little bit. This panel is sitting away from the mud. The footer is open. Right here. This panel that'll still run down on the bottom now a little bit. That was 5 panels in a row that have an open panel on the bottom. That needs to be addressed. See the open radiuses on the bottom. Very shallow here and rocky. Again, filter cloth is blocked. on this H-pod, it's very clear to see when I start poking with my stainless prong there. It just sand keeps on coming, fill coming from the other side. As this radius is open on the bottom, it looks all good on the top here, but it's not doing its job on the bottom, so there's your problem, erosion. Again, clogged filter cloth on the weep hole, radius protruding away, non-existing radius further forward, going down. This panel here is open about 3 to 4 inches, the entire length of the panel, and just earth is coming underneath it. Again, a lot of it is happening because these weep holes are not functioning, so the water finds its way from underneath and starts eroding from underneath the panel instead of releasing right here on the waterline. You can see where my prong is, you can see the radius is open, going down. Again, another open panel with the voids underneath behind it. And another one. Back there again, we had about four panels with big voids underneath them. That brings it to about 12 panels that are. And right here, you can see how the filter cloth is all folded. There's oysters and barnacles in there, and this is not useful. This, as you can see, the crab just went in there, so there's no filter cloth, and you can even see, I just want to show you, okay, this is what I find inside this holes, and that's erosion right there. It's just sand fill from the other side of this. I wonder how far I can stick this up. Hope I'm not going to hurt this crab. He's going to move. So, let's see. Okay, so I stuck this prong, say 3 feet in, behind this panel. So, yeah, that says everything. All yours.
I think there's. Can you just have a quick look?
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know what else the guys can do.
Okay. What dropped in there? Back later. I'm in the middle of a survey. Okay? So again, you can see radiuses are non-existent. The bottom of the H-piles usually have signs of erosions on the corners. Radius is useless. Filter cloth is clogged. Barnacles, oysters, all the marine growth you can imagine. No way to maintain. Again, radius completely off the seam, and here the radius is missing. Looking at the bottom. The panel has a gap underneath it. My prong just goes through, so it's not supported. And you can see the radiuses are not effective. Another example of a weep hole that is no longer effective. See inside there, get my light. There you go. You can see it's completely open. You can see there's some stones, and there's, I stick my prong in there. Get a good idea. Bunch of rocks behind it, but see, just nothing to stop erosion from happening to it. Continuing north. See again, radiuses are missing. A lot of erosion behind this panel here, coming either from the H-pile or the panel gap. Right here, again, completely blocked full weep hole radiuses. Again, not effective. Going on the bottom. Again, you can see here, I don't know if you can, but it's completely open. Weep holes, and from this point on there's no more weep holes, and the radiuses are still broken. You can see this is some tie back installed who knows how long ago, and then right there you can see a tie back that is no longer holding. It's actually sticking out of the wall, and you can see the cap condition also is a little deteriorated over there. This is what's supposed to be holding the panel, anchoring it back, and it's stuck hard. Let's go look underneath. Again, radiuses are gone, and from this area on, I don't see any weep holes except these things, which are not really weep holes, they're too small. Again, radiuses are either broken, missing, or not intact. Back here we're back to some weep holes that are completely covered by marine growth. Much of the erosion here happens around the H-piles. There's no doubt you can see all the mounds around them. This is a completely open weep hole with no cloth, so earth is just pouring through it on the heavy rains, and soil is lost from the top side. This one is all barnacled, so it's not releasing water pressure. panel is open, about a third of the way. You can see my hand going in there. Radius is damaged. As well, panels not resting on the bottom, the gap, and the fish build themselves nice little layers inside behind the panel. Erosion cloth blocked on the weep hole. Completely blocked by oysters, the weep hole. That one. So when you can see the stones in there. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I'm sure it is. You can see inside. Yep, completely open. So all these weep holes that have absolutely no fabric, the ones that have fabric and are blocked are creating pressure on the bottom panel, and the ones that are open are just allowing soil and gravel or whatever to discharge right through that hole. And to add that on the high tides would cause the same effect. There's a rain on the other side. So again, completely blocked cloth and no radiuses. Almost all these panels in this area are, oh, let's go back to that part. So I was saying, panels in this area are all away from the bottom, not making contact. Right here you can see the radius is completely disengaged and just hanging there by sheer will, I guess. This area here you can see a lot of those tieback are holding the wall, but as you could look, as I'm going to get closer and closer, you'll see that the wall is already angling. So I'm guessing that's why they added these when they did, but right towards the opening you can see it's pitching, angling outward. That's not a good thing. But again, same condition with regards to the weep holes that are just open. Look what happens when I just poke. This gravel comes out. So imagine with strong rains what happens. Again, radiuses. I'm going to go all the way to the end, and then I'll end the video, and then I'll count all the holes and give all the details to the management. But general condition is pretty clear. This is a seawall that has been standing for at least 30 some years and has many open panels on the bottom. All the radiuses have to be jet cleaned, and new radiuses have to be made on the H pilings, and then probably 30% of the panels need to have some kind of footer created on the bottom to prevent further erosion coming from underneath the panel and causing seawall failure. We'll complete our survey inspection down in the Universal Marine, Marina Mile. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This inspection was conducted by S.M.D. on the 20th of August 2014. Thank you.